So here's the alcohol stove setup I use. It's just your little pop can stove. The top half is 1.5 inches, bottom was 1.5 inches, and I cut the inner ring 1 7/8 inches. Seems to work pretty great. Once you put it together, I put aluminum tape around it. Seems to hold it pretty good. Keeps it airtight. And the inner ring, once I interlocked it, I also put aluminum tape around. And I just put 2 little triangle cuts at the very bottom on either side on the inner ring, and they go out about 1/8 of an inch high. Just helps the alcohol get to the outer ring. And between the inner wall and outer wall, I also stuffed it with pink insulation, which you can't see because it's together. Maybe I'll do another vid, but there's enough on there about how to build these things. Outsides, just 8 holes, 1/16 inch big, 9 holes in the middle, or you can cut out a 1/2 inch hole. I find the 9 holes works better than a hole. I use this for a priming plate. Pour a little bit of alcohol in there instead of pouring it over the outside. It's just the lid of a tuna can. That lip holds enough in there that starts it up pretty good. Windscreen's just a crushed tomato can. Have a top ring and bottom ring. Just cut the top and bottom right off. Cut the notches out. If you split those notches in two, you can actually pinch them down on the bottom and top and lock those pieces into place. But that's all up to you. The bottom, I've just pushed in the piece. Cut out the vent holes there to allow the primer flames to reach it. And this thing works really well in cold weather. You just put the alcohol in here, the little tiny bit, just enough to cover the surface area. If it's cold out, keep it warm in your pocket, and that little bottle will do a lot. It only takes about 1.5 ounces to fill this thing. And you just, once you have it filled, you can put it on top of the snow or wherever you're putting it that's packed down. Light it with your lighter or spark, whatever you're using. It'll get going pretty good. Just set the windscreen on top once it gets going. And then you drop your alcohol stove in through the hole. You just poke it into the center there, and the flames will come right up, lick it, it'll prime it for you and light it, and you'll have fire within 20 seconds, not waiting a minute for it to prime and burning all your fuel at the same time. I've melted my pot of water, which holds quite a bit, and it melts the snow and brings it to a rapid boil, all with one fill, so it comes really handy. Some people say they can't melt snow with theirs. Well, this one does fine. I used it in my Algonquin trip. It worked great. You can cook meals on it. If you're cooking, I just throw a quarter over the center holes and cover it, and it works great for simmer. Stop, look. And it'll simmer your food real good. Cook bacon, cook eggs without burning it, which isn't so easy on a fire. And that's it. When it burns out, just let it cool and you can pull it out. Cut a little couple notches in there that you can kind of see on each side. And that's just so that once I take the alcohol stove out, it just fits right in there. So when I'm traveling, it won't fall out. It's in there good. And even if I turn it upside down, it won't come out. So I'll show you that. Just take this. Drop it in, falls in, it won't come out. Good to go. I normally just drop my thing in there. That'll fall out though, but if I have it hooked to my pack, I just put a little hole in the side, close around. The inner ring there keeps it pretty secure, it doesn't rip out, and it stays attached well. So that's it. Hope you like it. Just do a quick light test to show you what it's at. Snow's on the ground, so it's cold.